Alright guys, what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to run the pocket screws for your stretchers. Now this here happens to be a leg frame and the stretchers that I already have kind of completed on one project that I've been working on. Okay, your job next is to put some pocket screws, you can see them right here and here, into your stretchers so we can attach this portion of our project to the actual top. So if you notice I got one side done, I'm going to need to do the other side. Okay, so I'm going to pop that off and we're going to get set up and do that here shortly. These here are the dados I've cut in the last video that you've seen. Obviously I have it marked out as top. Everything's pointing in again towards the top of our project. The dado should be in that direction. So once you have yours done, make sure you sand those up really nice. Again, we're going for high quality projects here, so we want it to look good. You're going to need a couple of tools. Notice out on the bench here I have a Milwaukee drill. Okay, so we're going to need that. Make sure that you have it in second gear and it's into the drill command. I'm going to set that off to the side for now. Then you're going to want to find the Kreg jig kit that is in the lower portion of the toolbox. Okay, once you get that, you're going to open it up and there's some bits and stuff that you're going to need. Obviously there's a book here. This instructional manual will walk you through a lot of the special setups in how to, in a sense, move the depth collar, okay, and what you're going to have to do for different size boards for different size projects or different applications. Okay, so please make sure that you take a look at this. Out on the front cover I've noted to you that if your lumber is 3/4 of an inch, you need to set up your drill bit to 3 9/16. Okay, so I'm going to find my drill bit here, and what I'm talking about is the distance between the collar and the shoulder of our cutting tool. Okay, so obviously this portion of the cutting tool drills for the pilot hole. This here drills for the washer head portion of the screw. So we want to actually take our tape measure and we want to make sure that we measure that and make sure it's 3 9/16. Okay, as all noted in the instruction manual for this tool. Okay, so once I have this out, I'm going to put this into my drill. Make sure it's nice and tight. We do not want this bit spinning inside the chuck. Okay, set that down and off to the side. Notice how I always lay my drill down. I don't want it setting up in case if I bump it and knock it over, it might fall and hit the ground and bend and break my bit. So I'm going to lay it down like that. Next, you're going to need our clamp. Okay, this is an adjustable clamp, much like a pair of vice grips, but this happens to be Kreg jig's version of it. This portion of the pad right here is going to end up in this portion of the jig. Okay, this happens to be the mobile jig for our Kreg K3 master system here. On the side of this, I want to take a look at where my scale is. Okay, all depending on what thickness of board I have, I can set my Kreg jig up for doing different thicknesses. I have 3/4 board, so I'm going to insert that, check it to make sure that it's at the 3/4 level, tighten up the brass knob. That's going to make sure that I hit the right depth. Then I take my tool. I'm going to need to adjust this out, because when we put it away nice and tight in there. I'm going to make sure that one side's locked in, turn the knob on the other side. Now my tool is locked into its mobile clamping system. I'm going to shut this case because I want to keep as much of the sawdust out as I possibly can. Okay, so now I have this set up. Now I need to think. I have my step stool frame. It's all ready to go. I have my legs done. Okay. I need to drill some holes in here. The pocket should actually be pointing up towards the top. So I got to take my jig and I need to put it in there the correct way. What I like to do is set this up on the table in kind of a already completed state, even though it's loosely fit together. And I'm going to set my jig down on here. And I'm going to adjust this until I can get it nice and tight. Okay. Once I get it clamped on there, okay, I'm going to re-put it back into place and I'm going to check again. Okay, if I drill this hole right now, is my pocket going to be pointing at the top of the step stool? Okay, please do it correctly, because if you do it incorrectly, well, it's not going to allow you to attach your top to your actual project, and I'm going to have you redo your stretchers then. Okay, so this one's set up correctly. So what I'm going to do now is push that out of the way. I'm going to take my drill bit and it doesn't matter what hole you use. They're all the same, it's just for spacing, okay? What I need to think about though is how far away from the leg do I need to have the screw so I can get my driver gun in and run my screw up nice and tight, okay? So what I'm gonna do is take, and I'm gonna go with hole number, letter B there. And drill my hole. And I'm drilling into soft pine, so it's pretty easy. If you need to, you can actually set it alongside the bench and use the bench as an assistant, okay? So once I do that, okay, again, that's my clamp, it's all set up. I release my clamp by squeezing the lever back here. Bring that off. And that's one successful pocket already drilled in. When I go to put my screw in, it's gonna head up towards the top and it's gonna fasten the top to the stretcher, and my project's gonna hold together nice and tight. I'm gonna do another demonstration for this one over here, so watch again if you need to. Now I have both my pocket screw holes already laid out, and in a future video I'll show you how to assemble this using the pocket screws for this system. Okay? Always make sure you clean up your mess, put your tools back into the right containers, and put them right back into the cabinet where you found them, guys. Alright, happy drilling!